All right, perfect. So we are live. So like I said, guys, welcome to another analysis training. It's not going to be that long. Normally on Wednesdays, what we do is just kind of see what happened throughout the week. As far as from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and what we can expect on Thursday and Friday. For those that follow me, y'all know that I talk about being able to find the highs and lows of the day, and then ultimately finding that week high and that week low, or that week low. So that way you kind of know what to expect out of the remaining days of the week. So let me double check, make sure that people are seeing this in the FX Hangout. And we're going to go ahead and get going. All right, cool. So they can see it on the FX Hangout. Just want to make sure that if people have questions, we can go ahead and get started. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this. I'm going to start with DIA. DIA, for the most part, last week was awesome. We had nothing but positive momentum going to the upside. We were capitalizing off of this pretty much the whole way through. Made some major improvements, especially from being in its consolidation all last month. It was consolidating, going down to the downside, and what we're seeing now this month is we're seeing the market on US 30, Nasdaq, S&P 500 starting to make a come around, which is great for the market. Of course, as we going into the holiday season, that's naturally going to happen. It happened last year. Anytime when you're talking about Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, all that stuff. Even though we're still facing in the pandemic as I'm recording this, but at the same time, people still want to celebrate. People still got holidays, you know what I mean? And with everything kind of starting to open up, right? We're starting to see more events happening, concerts and stuff like that are starting to come back into light. Sporting events now, more than ever, of course, people are going to try to get out there and do things. You know what I mean? Of course, you still got restrictions. So I'm expecting more positive movement, but of course, with positive movement in the market, what has to happen? There has to be a correction, right? There, with impulsive move to any direction, there has to be a correction. All right. I did not do that purposely. But yeah, so that's what we're seeing. And when I'm even when I'm starting out the week looking at the overall time frames for the week, I like to go to the higher time frames. Now, I'm a day trader, intraday trader, but I still look at the higher time frame so I can get an overall view of what to expect. What am I running into? Because if you're always looking at a small scope, you won't look at the bigger picture and won't realize that you're getting ready to go over a cliff. So you never want to do that, right? You never want to just look at the road and not look at the overall map, because you don't know if you're going to run into detours coming up or whatever have you. So that's kind of what we were running into here. All right. So all last week on DIA, all right, for those that are in the Forex realm, because again, I work with both people that's stocks and Forex, it would be your US 30, right? We've seen all impulse move to the upside. So you see how I got my arrows going up, 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 up? That's all from, last week's impulsive move, right? And now we're to this point where we're retesting these previous high points. All right. This high point right here was back in August, the last time that it hit this high. And what happened once it hit this high? That's when it started to what? Started going down. Started going down for that whole entire month from August 16th all the way down to about, let me move this out of the way, all the way down to about September 21st, it was impulsively going down all the way through. It was moving down till, in October, that's when it started making its move back up, going to the upside. But with, like I said at the beginning of this, with impulse move, right? With impulse move, there has to be a correction. So what we're seeing now that we're at this point, all right, it's the same thing with Nasdaq, S&P 500, is now we're starting to see that correction happen. It has to happen because it's retesting these previous highs. So going to a closer view of this. Now, if y'all seen some of my previous lives before where I talked about, finding the high and low of the day, it's super important to do that because every single week, every single day, every single month, every single year, there is a creation of a new high and a new low, or a high and a low for the day. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the beginning of this week. What happened at the beginning of this week? All right. So we got Monday right here. Not too much happened on DIA on Monday. We just got a little move to the upside, which again, we expecting that. Why? Because it was an uptrend. Still is an uptrend, right? On the lower time frames. So we was taking advantage of this. Tuesday came out. Or hold on, when was Monday? Hold on, I'm getting my days mixed up, guys. Hold on. Okay, I'm good. So Monday, all right, and then we got Tuesday right here. Tuesday, it peaked up, created a high, and then what happened? The rest of the day, it came down, and it never broke that high. So that was the high of Tuesday. What happened the next day? It dropped. Wednesday, today, it broke yesterday's low, and most importantly, it came back down here and broke Monday's low. This is Monday's low right here. So because of that, right, we know or could possibly say that for this week, this could be the possible high of the week. Because if you notice that Monday, Tuesday got to this point, Wednesday could not break Tuesday's high. It came back up to retest Tuesday's high, and what happened? Boom, it dropped down. So what we could be experiencing now is maybe what we were seeing on the higher time frames, rejection off of this area being, if I can see it, being that $356.59 area, right? Which we seen back in September. It passed it a little bit, naturally so. It's not going to always be perfect. The market's never going to be perfect, right? It passed it up, but it was still rejecting off of this area. So now we're seeing that correction. We're starting to see that pullback, right? To pull back itself, to retest lows. That don't mean it's going to come all the way down here. It just simply means that, hey, now we hit this high point. Now we're going to start seeing some more momentum going to the downside. So I'm expecting that if tomorrow does not break Tuesday's high, then we're going to probably see some more downside to this. All right, especially if it breaks Wednesday's low. This is Wednesday low. So it's a possibility we could see something like this coming back up and then dropping down some more. Or it can simply consolidate in this area, come back up, and then just stay in this area, stay in this zone. It's a possibility that I can do that. Now, one thing that I do want to bring into your attention is my FX book. Now, I use my FX book to see any type of economic calendar news, both foreign and domestic. When it comes to this, so that way I know what could possibly be happening. Now, of course, we got jobless claims that's going to be coming out tomorrow. Growth rates going to be coming out. And that is super high impact news. A lot of times it will affect the market impulsively, good or bad. Of course, it's up to you guys to read the articles on that. I'm not going to stand on here and then read the articles. It's just supposed to be analysis to see if we're going to have positive or negative news on that. And if we do, hey, if it's negative, it's going to prove correct that we could see some more downside. So just be aware of that. Be aware of your pivot points. Be aware of your support and resistance points. And most importantly, pay attention to your highs and lows of the day and your highs and lows of the week. So that way you know that you're in a still a secure trade, or if you need to go ahead and reconsider that this may be a reversal for the remaining of the week. All right, so that's what I got for DIA. All right, for SPY. All right, same thing. All right, again, you're talking about, when you're talking about SPY, DIA, QQQ, you are talking about the economy over here, right? You're talking about major industries underneath them, far as when you're talking about the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq. You're talking about major companies such as Google, Amazon, right? These big corporations like Walmart, Apple. All right, so with these, like I said, you're going to have major growth, and then you're also going to have pullbacks. So that's what we're experiencing again. So looking at this, we got Monday, solid movement to the upside. Tuesday, peaked out on Tuesday. And then Wednesday tried to break Tuesday high. We found the high possibly of the week, did not break. And then what happened? Boom, it dropped down. Excuse me, it dropped down. Now, did it break Monday's low? Nah, not quite. It did not break Monday's low. So it's a possibility what we could see, if it goes up and does not break today's high, most likely we could see it come back down to retest Monday's low. Because again, this could be the high of the week. I'm thinking DIA, SPY as well, is setting up for the high of the week. That's what we can be expecting on that. Same thing. All right. And then also we can see on QQQ that we could be expecting a reversal off of this. Why? Just simply put, because we see already formulating an M pattern. Right. And then even more so, we might have a secondary pattern if it opens up and then comes back here to create possibly a head and shoulders to retest the high. So that's just something to think about on that, guys. I really feel like that we could be seeing some movement to the downside. Now, again, I want you guys to think about the downside move, but also be mindful that if you do not have breaks of any lows, right, until you get the breaks of major breaks of lows, that's when you think that it's going to be a reversal. Other than that, it's still an uptrend. You always have to remember that. So I'm going to go back to my original list. We're going to look at US 30, and then I'm going to get off of here, man. So you can see how US 30 kind of made its move to the downside, right? It was pretty much the same thing. Like I said, US 30 moves the same thing as DIA. So if you're playing Forex, you can be playing stocks as well. All right, DIA moves the same as US 30. It's just that it's more impulsive. That's the only thing. It's more impulsive. So you can be double dipping, play some contracts, and also play in the stock market. I mean, play in the Forex market. So the same thing with US 30. Had movement to the upside the whole time. Right? We had Monday, we had Tuesday. Tuesday made the peak high. What happened after that? Wednesday opened up and we had movement to the downside. Now, of course, it's more impulsive on US 30. So on this side, it actually shows that it broke the low. Did it break the low on DIA? Absolutely so. Did it not? That's Monday's low. This is today's low. So it broke it. It's the same thing. It literally moves the same way. So hopefully that kind of opened up some eyes on people. Aha, wow. So you're telling me I can play stock options as well as play Forex? Absolutely so. All right. Absolutely. Same thing with S&P 500. Same thing. So we got this being Monday. Where is it at? Where's the beginning? Monday's low. We go into Tuesday. Peaks up right here. This is the peak high. Comes back, did not break it. And then we got the drop. Did it do the same thing on SPY? It's options. Yes, it did. It's the same thing. We're still expecting possible reversal on the Forex side. Nasdaq, same thing. We got the information, possible signs that this bad boy could be dropping some more and the morning. So that's what we're just waiting for. We're waiting to see what's going to possibly happen with this thing and, capitalizing, off of it based off of what we're seeing. All right. These are also hitting highs. Nasdaq is hitting a high point. Last time it was this high was in September. Came back, peaked out, same thing, and now it's dropping. So what it's possibly going to be doing is setting up for next week. For next week, is probably retesting these lows. So I can predict all day, but I'd rather just see it for myself. I want to see maybe a retest of this high point. If we get a good rejection, then of course it's going to come back down here and retest these lows right here, or possibly even further down here. I don't think it's going to get down that far, but it's possibly setting up for a head and shoulders, for a bigger head and shoulders, if it does. Shoulder, head, and then if it comes down here, it'll be another shoulder. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's going to wrap it up, man. Like I said, we normally just do our, analysis on Wednesdays. Not a lot that we do here. And then, of course, if you're in the mentorship, guys, I'm telling you, get into my mentorship. Right now, currently, as it speaks, it's only $149 to get in. One-time payment. It's lifetime access. You get one-on-one sessions with me. You also get, of course, the course content, live group trading sessions. We trade every single morning, open and bell. And on top of that, you get signals as well, both in the Forex, stock market, and cryptocurrency. So, all of that in a one-time payment currently as we speak right now. Currently as we speak, you get all of that one-time payment, $149. So amazing deal to have that value, especially if you don't have time to trade. I made it worth it. And on top of that, not having to pay a subscription. Most people have to pay a subscription for this stuff. You don't have to pay a subscription with me. It is, one-time payment, you're in, that's it. So it's, a blessing, especially in this time of days. I wanted to make something that was affordable to the people so that way people can take advantage of. But okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up as far as on the FX Hangout and also on YouTube. You guys have a good one.